is going on, Leo? Welcome back to the channel, Elevated Spirits. It's Jazzy, your reader for today. This is going to be your spiritual journey reading, okay? Where you guys at currently, things that may be challenging you, what your challenges are trying to, how they're really helping you at this time, what opportunities are coming up for you guys. So from whenever you see this video, these are timeless. This particular series that I'm doing right now for you guys, well, this one that I'm doing today is a timeless read. So when you come across this video is intended for when you come across it and about the next 30 days out. So that is the message that Spirit gave me, and when I asked who we're doing, I rolled the dice and you guys were the first to come out, so here we are. All right, so light some incense for you guys. This is jasmine incense, like me. I hope you guys are doing well, doing your best to stay as grounded as possible. Okay, so grab something to drink, eat, snack on, and come and hang out with your girl for a little while. Okay, my daily tea, I didn't drink it earlier before I went to the gym today, so I'm drinking it a little late, but that's okay. So let's get into this for Leos. Let's see. So Spirit, how are Leos currently doing on their spiritual journey? So these are for any Leo placements that you might have, okay? Leo anywhere in your chart. It's not sun, moon, rising specific, okay? Because we are technically all the signs, for those of you that understand. If you know, you know, all right? So for those of you that are interested in booking a private consultation, checking out your other elements playlist, donating to the channel, checking out my Etsy wishlist, all that information can and will be found in the description box of every single one of my videos below, all right? So reflection and rejuvenation. So I feel like you guys are in this energy currently of either needing to do this, or this is where you guys are currently at. I feel like your spirit guides and angels are really nudging you at this time to really take time to, you know, really go within and really reflect on maybe your life up until this point, but not only that, about where you're going next, like where are you heading. I feel like some of you are coming out of like a really transformative type of period of your life, and it's going to be important for you to, you know, allow yourself to rest up. You know, I'm hearing rest up. Okay, so real fast, thank you, Spirit. I forgot to channel messages that it came through earlier, so let me get into those really fast before we continue. So I was sitting in meditation right before I started recording, and what came to me, try to recall the couple things because I didn't write it down this time, but I feel like some of you are traveling or preparing to travel, because I heard pack lightly, pack only, take only what you need. So I don't know if you guys, some of you are moving, or you know, just taking a trip, like going on vacation, and Spirit really wants you to just only take what you need. And that could be for many different reasons, right? But for others of you, this could be during a move. Like some of you are packing, are you know, moving, leaving a situation. For some of you, it's been something that's been like, you know, toxic, something like a long time coming, where you're being, you know, maybe asked to just take only the bare minimum, right? Like to don't take a bunch of stuff. Know that, you know, whatever you feel like you're leaving behind is going to be replaced. It's going to be replaced with something else, something better, something more. Okay. So, but yeah, I was hearing pack lightly, take what you need. So, you know, take that as it resonates. That's not going to be for everyone, but that felt, you know, pretty specific. And I think too, because you know how when you get on the plane, depending on what it is, how big it is, right? People, they'll typically deny or decline, you know, you from getting on the plane, or, you know, being able to take certain things on, right? They'll, you know, depend on what it is and how big it is and what it's in and all, you know, all these type of details and stipulations to it. So I feel like, you know, to avoid having to throw something away that I feel like means a lot to you, I feel like Spirit is saying to only take what you really need. Okay, so you can avoid maybe wasting product, wasting money in some type of way. Okay, something going to waste. Okay, whatever that is. All right, so Spirit, what is challenging Leo? What is challenging Leo at this time, Spirit, on their journey? What is challenging Leos at this time? The void. Yeah, so some of you are really in this dark period. Like I said, it makes sense because with the transfer, what I was picking up on with the transformation, some of you guys are kind of like on the tail end of that, where you guys are in the dark, this void period now, where it's like you don't know where you kind of like are coming out of that dark night, right? But it's like you don't know what the next step is, okay? And this is where spirit is asking you to go within. So this makes sense now, where you guys are in this reflective period, and this is where spirit is saying, where it may seem like it's dark, this is where your magic lies. So this is why spirit is asking some of you to, really take this time to go within, to do some reflecting. Make sure, for those of you that are guided to start journaling or get back into journaling, this is a beautiful way to see where you're at, see how far you've come, what you still need to do, what still needs to be worked on, the things that are coming up for you at this time. Make note of those, take note of those things. Even if you do it from your phone, take notes of it, right? But allow yourself the time you need to actually, rest and recover, okay? I feel like some of you would really benefit by getting outside, okay? Really getting out in nature, connecting, putting your feet on the ground, laying on the ground if you can, laying on the grass, or at least putting your feet in it, right? If you have access to bodies of water, highly recommend go putting your feet in some water as well, especially the beach, the ocean. It's very, very cleansing and purifying, but also rejuvenating. It's very, it's like filling your cup up, so to speak, right? But emotionally, from, the energetic, that from the watery sense, right? The emotions, replenishing, especially those that, have been purging quite a bit, maybe crying a lot. Getting in some water will help restore all that, moisture that has left your body, all that water that is left. It's like filling you back up, okay? I feel like some of you are in this period of really kind of like needing to be replenished at this time, feeling like, not only in a dark place, but, trying to fill a void, like feeling empty. Some of you may be feeling really empty at this time, okay? So it's going to be important for you to really nourish your body, do the things that you're being guided to do that make you feel better, that make you feel energized, right? So maybe some of you are guided to just have just juices, like natural juices, do that, right? Just water. Some of you may be guided to like take a couple days, maybe like a 3-day fast or whatever, water fast, something like that. Do whatever you're guided to do, however long you're guided to do it. You know what I'm saying? This is a time to take back your own power, be your own doctor. So I feel like some of you, you're definitely in a period of releasing. So, don't feel the need to, I feel like it's important for some of you to hear and know that it's that just because you may feel empty at this time, it's not always meant for you to feel like you need to hurry up and replace whatever it is you feel like you've lost, okay? This is sometimes your body's way of purging and getting things out and allowing it to slowly recover on its own before we start filling it back up with things to process, like food, drinks, whatever, right? Other energies. So I feel like some of you are really in this period of releasing some heavy energies, This could definitely be old parts of yourself, old maybe connections, experiences, old wounds, patterns, things like that. But some of you are definitely in this period of, overcoming, like coming out of this dark night of the soul. Okay. But it's definitely helping you release things that you don't need, things that are just, maybe blocking you, delaying you, holding you back, making things more like difficult or hard than it needs to be. But just know in this period of the void where it feels like things are dark, don't feel the need to rush this process, okay? Because it's going to unfold exactly how it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. So you don't feel the need to rush through this process, okay? This is important for you to do because from my own experience, it's important to let ourselves take the time that we need. We don't, as much as we want to hurry up and get through it and be just like, God, I just want to be done. Trust me, I understand, but there's a reason behind your particular process, your particular journey taking as long as it is. Okay. There's certain things that need to be learned. Your body needs a certain amount of time. That's going to be different from everyone. The same thing as when you go get surgery, they give you a time frame, a range of time, right? Because everybody is different. So you don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Let yourself take your time, give yourself that grace, that patience you need, okay, to recover during this time, to let yourself find its way, to follow your intuition through this period where it feels like things are really dark and you don't know what's ahead, you don't know what's next, you don't know where you're at, you don't know what the fuck is going on, okay? This is a period for you that's going to be really important for you to trust yourself, trust the process, trust that it's dark, but what happens when it's dark, right? The sun, it always comes out. So just know that this period where it feels like things, don't make a lot of sense, maybe it will make sense very soon. So take this time to just go within and reflect on, how you're feeling, what's coming up for you, what you have released, what you can feel that you've released, what still needs to be released, whatever comes up, just allow that to come up for you at this time. Okay, so on the split here, what I was gonna ask is, how is this challenge, what is this challenge preparing you for? And on the split, we got financial health, fertility, and new beginnings. Okay, so for some of you, this is, you know, things that are of old, maybe an old version. I feel like an old life for some of you that is falling away at this time, Leo. And I feel like it may not make sense right now. Things may feel really like it's like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Some of you may have, you know, just like lost a job or something like that, or you know, had something major happen where you don't see your way out. The way ahead isn't made clear right now. Okay, that's happening for a reason. So this is where Spirit wants you to really, you know, reflect on, what do I know? What am I being guided to do? What am I being led to do at this time? This is a time where you really pull on that inner guidance. Spirit is like positioning you to really, it's like kind of like forcing you, so to speak, to use it at this time, to not doubt it, not question it, but tap into it. Okay. So let's see. I feel like some of you are being positioned to come into a lot of, you know, stability financially and otherwise. And you need to be able to step into that though when it presents itself. So it means that you're needing to, this is happening when it's supposed to happen, to make room. You need to make room for what it is you're asking for. Some of you want stability, but you need to, you know, clear the space energetically to allow that into your experience. And so I feel like that is kind of what Spirit is doing for you right now. So it may feel really uncomfortable. It may not make a lot of sense. Things may, you know, it kind of may have been painful, you know, to go through this process, but just know that it's helping you release things that are no longer serving you, to allow in, you know, the next step of your journey, where you guys, you know, where you're headed next, what the next part of your path is, whatever that looks like for you, whatever it is you're manifesting, these new doors of opportunity that are coming in for some of you. So let's see, Spirit, what is this preparing Leo for? What is this preparing Leos for? Love. So for some of you, this is preparing you for actual love. Okay, this challenge of feeling, you know, by yourself. For some of you, it's about loving yourself, because this card in this particular deck speaks of believing in yourself, not just love in a sense of, you know, another, like a partner through a partner, but in the sense of, you know, believing in yourself, believing that you deserve love, that you are lovable, that you know, that you are enough just as you are, accepting yourself for all that you are. And so for some of you, that's what this challenge is, where you guys are being positioned to maybe be by yourself, or maybe some of you feel really alone, you feel really isolated for some of you, but this isn't to punish you. Some of you need to know this is not punishment. I went through this process, so let me tell you from experience that it's not punishment. It's simply to, for me, it showed me how to rely on myself when I couldn't rely on anyone else, whether because they couldn't they couldn't be available for me, or they just wouldn't, they chose not to. Either way, it helped me strengthen myself to where if I didn't have the support that I felt like I needed, that I would be okay. I wouldn't completely, or when the support that I had falls away for whatever reason, that I won't completely fall apart and crumble because I can't rely on myself. So I feel like for some of you, this challenge where you guys, some of you are feeling challenged with maybe feeling like, you know, this emptiness, it's teaching you how to love yourself, is preparing you to love yourself, to really believe in yourself, to believe that, you know, I am lovable, I deserve love, but you have to emit that energy first before it can be reflected outwards. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to embody that energy first, meaning love yourself enough first before you'll see it shown outside of you through another. So I feel like for some of you, that is what this is preparing you for. It's preparing you for love, maybe through another, but it starts with the self. So regardless whether it's, you know, for either one, I feel like it's still a double, it serves a dual purpose here. Okay. So let's see. Spirit, what do you want Leos to focus on at this time? Where do you want Leos to focus? Where do you want Leos to focus at this time, Spirit? What do you want? Oh, shadow. So I feel like Spirit really wants you to shadow. Some of you, Spirit wants you to do shadow work. Okay. I feel like there's things that are maybe being hidden at this time. There's cycles that are trying to be broken, that are trying to be completed in order to help you receive something that's incubating, like a blessing that I feel like is incubating for some of you at this time. I feel like it's kind of like on hold until the shadow work is done. Okay. So for some of you, you're being challenged in this way because I feel like for some of you, the type of blessings you're coming into, Leo, not everybody is meant to come with you. Not everybody is meant to enjoy in that. Not everybody deserves to sit on that plane with you, or sit on that yacht with you, or sit at that table with you, whatever it is. Enjoy and bask in these moments with you. And some of you may have people around you because y'all hearts are so big, but they don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like for some of you, that comes from a place of you're feeling like you need people around. You need people to validate you, to enjoy your blessings with, when you really don't. It's nice to have, but understand that you don't need them. You know what I'm saying? You want people around, but you don't need people around, right? We want people to enjoy our blessings with us, but we don't need them there. So anybody who comes in is a bonus. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not half and other person completes you. No, you're whole and complete on your own. You are 100% by yourself. And so anybody that comes into your life outside of you, they're a bonus. They're addition to, right? So I feel like for some of you, it's important for you to, see, maybe to look at the shadow, look at these darker aspects of ourselves that maybe we want to ignore. Why is it maybe difficult to love ourselves? Maybe why is it difficult for us to spend time with ourselves, to be alone in our own energy, right? For some of you that have found that difficult, some of you are being in that energy right now on purpose, where it feels like people are people are leaving your life left and right. And some of you are feeling like this is punishment, like you did something wrong. It's really not. I feel like some of you need to be either told or reminded, enlightened, I'll say, to that it's not punishment. For those of you where that applies, where you feel like people that it's like everybody's leaving your life, it's like dropping like flies, like everybody keeps just leaving. It's to show you where your shadow is needing some attention. But only we can give our shadow the proper attention that it needs from a healthy place. That's how you integrate it, by doing your shadow work. And other people can't really do shadow work for you. All they can do is reflect that mirror that shows you where the shadow lies and where we need to shed light on that. Okay, so this is what all this dark energy is that I feel like some of you are experiencing right now, Leo. This is showing you, teaching you to believe in yourself, love yourself enough to know that I can come out of this better than where I was when I came in, right? You just need to be willing to look at it. While the shadow is dark, that's where your magic lies. That's where the power lies. Why? Because the darkness represents the divine feminine. The divine feminine energy is that dark matter that you can't see. That's dark, that people are scared of, right? That's why tarot is so powerful, because it reveals parts that you can't see with your physical eyes. But it doesn't mean that it's not true, right? But it just can't be seen. Therefore, people are scared of or are fearful of what they can't see. That's a conditioning. We've been taught that. So I feel like some of you are going to see when you allow yourself to look at what appears to be dark, that's where you'll find your magic. That's where you'll find your gift, your purpose for some of you. Okay. We are going to clarify all this with the tarot. So Spirit, what opportunities or what's coming towards the Leo the next 30 days from when they see this video? Well, that was easy. Wow. Wish. Your heart's desire is ready to come true. So for some of you, if you've been wishing to just maybe have a better relationship with yourself, just to love on yourself a little bit more, because you know how this shit works, you know that by loving yourself enough will only attract in others that can love you to that same capacity and better, right? Some of you, that is exactly what's happening here, where you're having a whole new love for yourself, because you allowed yourself to go through this process. You allowed yourself to look at, the darkness that you were maybe running from or hiding from or trying to avoid, and you actually looking at it is what's bringing in what you've been asking for. Because that for a lot of you, I feel like, are learning that that's the work. Like when I learned that in my journey, that shit was so gratifying. Like people think that, if you're not working a 9 to 5, right, then you're not, how's that work, right? My work just looks different. So when my blessings roll in a certain way and people just like, what the fuck, she doesn't even work, how are you getting all this stuff? Because of this work, right? This energetic work. I feel like some of you have been doing the work, whether you realize it or not. And by you doing this shadow work here that we were just talking about, that's what period you guys are in. It's helping you look at your shadow. It's helping you see, what's been hiding underneath the surface, in the dark, right? It's helping you shed light on that, because that's where your gifts lie. By you looking at that stuff and it doesn't become dark anymore. That's when you like walk in a dark room and you turn on the light, you flip the switch, turn the light, it's not dark anymore. You thought there were monsters and shit hiding in there until you turn the light and it's like, oh, it was just some furniture, right? This is the same thing. So I feel like for those of you that are being guided to do some reflecting, to do some shadow work, allow yourself to do it. You're strong enough. If it's coming to you right now, it's because you're ready for it. It's time. You have blessings that are waiting to be birthed, that are incubating. Okay, Leo's waiting for you, I feel like, to close out a cycle. Okay, you have to close out this cycle in order to be in your feminine energy to receive. For some of you, this has to do with the cycle with a divine feminine cycle. For some of you, if you've been waiting on certain things to manifest and it has been taking a long time, or it feels like I've been doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, why is it not showing up? That could be for some of you because there's some shadow work that needs to be done around your feminine energy. A mother wound in particular for some of you, or, a feminine energy that raised you, right? Can you identify back in your past patterns of where your ancestors or, people that raised you, women that you grew up around, had a hard time receiving, whether it was receiving compliments, whether it was receiving help, money, advice, whatever it was. Can you identify that within yourself, right? Where you have observed that example through another person in your family or someone that you grew up around? Can you identify that within yourself? Okay, some of you, there's just some shadow work that needs to be done surrounding your ability to receive, and once you do that shadow work, that's when it allows in what you've been asking for. Okay, but there's something that, first of all, y'all need to first release and set some healthy boundaries around, and that's when what you've been asking for comes to fruition. Like, I'm just now going underneath, what was at the surface. So for some of you, that's exactly what this is about. You need to go underneath to get to the resistance, what you guys have been resisting, and that's where you actually make room for what it is you've been wishing for, because it's right here. It's incubating. It's just cooking. It's just, getting you ready to receive. But some of you need to allow this process to be open to receive. Okay, let's get one more spirit for Leos. You know what I think I'm gonna start doing, y'all? I think I'm gonna start doing that. When their readings are like this, when they're long like this, knowing that I'm still supposed to clarify with the tarot, I'm gonna start extending it, doing it first half of it here, and then clarifying with the tarot on an extended reading, because it's like already 22 minutes. It's like, bruh, I could just extend this into another video. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make this a part 2 at least. I'm not gonna extend it through a paid site yet, but for now, I think that's what I am going to start doing though. So you guys can let me know how you feel about it, if you think that's a good idea or not. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to my guides about it and see what they all think. So this second card out is Judgment. Soul searching will bring inner peace to many areas of your life. Okay, so that's what also came out with Wish and it makes sense. All this reflection, rejuvenation, soul searching will bring inner peace. That's exactly what this period is about. The void, this dark period that some of you are experiencing right now, is where you're going to find what you've been wishing for. The parts of yourself maybe that you've been trying to reconnect to and get back to is where you find it, is by going within, taking some time to disconnect from everything and everyone, right? And sit with yourself, sit in your shit, turn everything off, get in the darkness, right? It's not scary. Get in the darkness. You have to know that you're protected, right? So I'm going to read you guys this real quick for the dark moon, the void. And we have one coming up on May 19th. So for some of you, this is pivotal. This is coming up now to prepare you for maybe the changes that are coming in for you during the new moon that's coming. Okay. Your time to rest and reset is here. Release all that does not serve you. Stop resisting. The void is a time of possibility, not just darkness. There is nothing to fear in letting go of negative patterns and habits. Let go of the old. And the affirmation that they have is, I freely release what I no longer need. I freely release what I no longer need. While full moon, the attractive power, gets all the publicity, the dark moon, which offers the infinite possibilities of a clean slate, is just as powerful in its own way. Okay, so some of you, this is offering you a reset, maybe in life and completely, because it starts with the self. Okay, so for some of you, while you may be looking for this reset in your love life, which is very possible, but again, it starts with self. So I feel like some of you are actually being gifted with an opportunity to have a new clean slate with loving yourself, which then will attract the partner that you seek outside of you. And you see how you win twice, in that, you know what I'm saying? By loving yourself too. And then also being able to have that love shared through a partner as well. Like, we winning, okay? Right, Leo? Winning. All right. So at the bottom we have key, new beginnings, directions, and adventures are ready. Await for those ready to let go of the past. Okay. So Spirit is trying to help you guys have a complete new start, a complete, new slate, a brand new life for some of you, Leo. So this is going to be part 1. I'm going to continue part 2, clarifying with the tarot. So if you guys have enjoyed this video up until this point, I really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up. Consider subbing if you have not. Drop in the comments how this resonates. If you would, I'd be so glad to read it. And what you guys think about extending the other half to Patreon or something like that. So I love to hear from you guys. And I love y'all so much. And until next time, you guys.